You guys are never going to believe this. This woman is Alexsandra Wright, and this is her 13-year-old son, Alexander Nixon Knowles. Alexsandra had an affair with Beyonce's dad, Matthew Knowles, and this baby was conceived out of that affair. She's now gone and done what feels like one of the most delusional interviews ever. She spoke to the Sun and details how Beyonce just bought the most expensive home in California while she lives 10 miles away in a trailer park with her son. She also claims that Matthew Knowles hasn't been paying child support, and the entire basis of this interview is her trying to say that her son, her affair baby, keeps asking her, why doesn't this person love me? Like, why doesn't Beyonce love me? Excuse me, ma'am, that is your responsibility to explain. Beyonce is not responsible for this situation.
Now, we all know that Matthew Knowles really injured his relationship with his daughter Beyonce by cheating on his ex-wife Tina Knowles unapologetically for years. But y'all will not believe that over a decade later, Matthew Knowles' love child and his mother, Alexsandra Wright, are still coming for Beyonce, asking why she hasn't acknowledged them after all this time. And girl, it gets much worse because they just said something so wild that got the internet shook. They are now claiming that what they've revealed so far is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to Matthew and the Knowles family, and the reason why they haven't spilled all of the details yet is because Beyonce has allegedly been paying them off to stay silent and out of their lives. But I'm guessing what she's giving ain't enough anymore because they are coming out now to talk about this and repeat the cycle once again. Or are they just here trying to chase clout? Let's get into this, y'all, because the reason why this is all happening in the first place is because Matthew Knowles was being messy and trifling the whole time that he and Tina were married.
Imagine you losing your mom at 26. Your brothers and sisters are older, they got their own families, and you feel so alone. And like, that's my best friend, you know? And in a lot of ways, he had an issue, but he was so kind to me. And it sounds crazy because that's not kind to cheat on somebody. I think he had an illness, but we were a team. And, we had kids and we built a life together. We built businesses together. We connected on so many levels. So I don't know. When I look at it now, I can't believe I stayed there for that long.
And just for a little backstory, Matthew Knowles fathered two children that we know of outside of Solange and Beyonce. That's Coy, who was born in 2010, to Takoya Brascom. And then there's Nixon, who was born in 2010 during his relationship with Alexsandra Wright. However, out of both of them, Alexsandra has been way more vocal about her relationship with Matthew Knowles from the time that they met until now, along with how her son Nixon is basically ignored by his more famous half-siblings. Alexsandra and Matthew first crossed paths in 2007 in Seattle, Washington, while Matthew was on business as Beyonce's manager. Matthew insisted that they go out for drinks to get to know each other better, and after wearing her down, Alexsandra agreed that they were going to start their affair. According to her, he was my best friend at the time. For those 2 years, we were together all the time. So the mistress gets me. He didn't go home. He followed me to every city. He called me 200 times a day. And all this was happening while Matthew was still married to Tina. Yet, Alexsandra said openly that she didn't feel guilty about having an affair with him because to her, the marriage was already dysfunctional and basically on his last leg. Child, the nerve. However, as soon as Alexsandra told him that she was pregnant and going to keep the child, Matthew did what all cheaters do and tucked his tail between his legs and ran. He started to avoid her, and when their son Nixon was born, Matthew flat out refused to pay child support and basically asked her to sort it out herself. And that was when we found out that Matthew had had an affair with her because Alexsandra was taking this story to anyone who would listen and allegedly also pay her in order to keep their head above water.
I mean, that's definitely something, but, and I gotta be honest, it's gone beyond betrayal. This is ridiculous. Like, this is on borderline of, and not to be trite about this is disgusting. So I don't feel guilty. I feel like I've done everything that I can and I would do it again 100 times. That child deserves the world. He's amazing in the light of my life.
It actually reached a point where Alexsandra and her son Nixon had to live in a homeless shelter because they couldn't afford anything else. However, what made people so sour about the whole situation is that Alexsandra always seemed to blame Beyonce for what happened to her. However, she was quick to say that it wasn't the case at all because it was Matthew Knowles that she wanted to step up and take care of Nixon, who is his biological son.
I got over 1,000 death threats last week alone.
For what?
Because this article said that I blame Beyonce, which again, let me say for the record, it's not her fault. I've never blamed her. I want the best for her. Everyone's in pain.
But even though she said this had nothing to do with Beyonce, Alexsandra always finds a way to insert Beyonce into the discussion when it comes to her son Nixon being taken care of. In an open letter she wrote, she addresses the pain and the hurt she caused them by saying, "I regret the pain that I have contributed to this family and to my own family. I have the utmost respect and admiration for both of his daughters. They are both lovely women. I also regret the pain that the situation caused his ex-wife Tina, and so very much wish one day that I will get the opportunity to tell her personally." Child, good luck with that, because I can't never see that happening. Long after, when Beyonce was buzzing around the world on her Renaissance tour, Alexsandra put out another statement claiming that her son, who has spent most of his formative years in a homeless shelter with his mom, was always asking her why he wasn't loved by Beyonce. Alexsandra claimed that Nixon didn't have the luxury of growing up like the other normal children because being related to someone as famous as Beyonce smothered his identity and personality. She said that there were times that she stayed in the bathroom and cried because she didn't know how to help him be his own person or have his own identity. Girl, that sounds like a huge load of BS, because the only reason why we know as much as we do about this situation today is because of Alexsandra, and she is the one who has continuously brought him into the public eye.
It is heartbreaking on multiple levels, but mama, your attention is being directed in the wrong area. Your relationship, mama, is not with Beyonce. Your relationship is with Matthew Knowles. And I find it odd that you get down in the media, you spray the fact that she just bought a mansion XYZ amount of miles away from where y'all live. All of that information is non-germane to this story. And you fail to mention Matthew. If your son is to have a relationship with Beyonce, all of that is supposed to be brokered through Matthew. And you running around in the press, as private as Jay-Z and Beyonce are, this was definitely a turnoff. And your son definitely will not have a relationship with Beyonce at this point.
And even now, word is that Alexsandra is allegedly going around again telling anyone who will listen how Beyonce pays for their silence so that she wouldn't have to keep dragging her family out into the media all the time. But even though she's allegedly paying her now, Beyonce still hasn't seen her son or made any effort to connect with her half-sibling. And why would she, though? The only thing we do know is that Matthew was a serial cheater throughout his marriage to Tina. So if she decided to get close to one, Beyonce might have to open up a whole Pandora's box of people claiming to be related to her. And child, the people are so tired of this messy situation because it seems like Alexsandra believes Beyonce does actually owe her something. And girl, get help. She's not ignoring them. She's protecting herself and honoring her mother. How is she gonna invite her dad's mistress's kids to be a part of her family with her long-suffering mother there too? That's not exactly a healthy situation to bring that kid into either. And the fact that they went to the media shows exactly what kind of people they are, and she needs to keep that away from what she has built. The fact that they're going public with this is exactly why Beyonce should ignore the children who were born out of her mom being cheated on. Beyonce owes them nothing, and the drama they're causing gives her reason to stay away. They can buy their tickets to the Renaissance tour just like all of us. Beyonce worked hard all her life. She's grown. She don't have to take care of no one. She does so much to help that we don't even know. It's her money, her choice. People need to stop expecting handouts. But what do you guys think about this? Share your thoughts in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe because there's a whole lot that we haven't even begun to talk about. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, baddies.